Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this session, we are going to learn that how to traverse a list using for loop. Till now, we have learned that how to traverse a list using print statement and separately with having either slicing method or indexing method. But together, if I want to traverse a list so that each and every element will be traversed and will be displayed all together, then we are going to learn this concept today. And that is only possible with the help of for loop or while loop. So inside for loop also, if we talk about, there are two ways. One is using in operator. Second is using range function. So let's talk about these two methods one by one. First of all, I'm going to define a list. L is equal to, let's take some elements over there. So right now I'm not going to accept the input from the user, but I'm defining all the elements from my side because we want to learn only how to traverse. So I have created a list. How many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 elements are there. Now I want to traverse them one by one. That means I want to reach, or we can say I want to access each and every element present inside my list. For that, I can write for I in L. That means I is my iterative variable, which is going to iterate each and every element present in my list. And what is my list? L. L is the name of my list. So I'm using over here in operator, which is saying I in L. Now, I'll be writing the statement print of I. Why am I writing I? Because I is only iterating each and every element from the list. I is not pointing towards the index positions, but it is directly pointing towards the values in the list. So if I'll press enter, I'll get this result. So 10, 20, 30, A, B, and so on. All the elements are printed one by one. Now, this is by using in operator. Second method, as I discussed, is range. But as we know that range function always accept integer values. That means it always accept the range, that how many number of times you want to run your for loop. It decides that. For that, I need to get to know that what is the length of my list. And for that, I'm going to use the length function. So len1 is equal to length of L. So I am directly applying length function over there, and I will be getting the length of my list. So I am getting 7. That means 7 number of elements are there. So how many times I need to run my for loop? 7 number of times. So let's start. For I in range, length 1. That means 7 number of times I want to run it. And then I'll be printing. Now there are two things. If I'll be writing over here I, then please check the result. It will print the index positions of my elements. But if I want to print the elements stored at these index positions, then I need to write L of I. Because first time I will be 0. So L of 0 will be printed. And if I scroll up, L of 0 is pointing towards 10 value. L of 1 is 20. L of 2 is 30. L of 3 is A, and so on. So I need to write print statement in this way to get the elements printed onto the screen. So this is how we do it. Now, another way is that in this, what have I done? I have first calculated the length, but directly also I can apply it here. That means I need not to take any third variable for storing the length of my list, but directly I can apply this calculation over here inside my range function also, and I'll get the same result. So these are the ways to traverse a list so that we can reach to each and every element present in the list. And here I need not to calculate manually that how many number of elements are there in my list, but my length function is doing it for me. And my range function is directly specifying and indicating that how many number of times my for loop will run. And my print function is printing each and every element over there. So this is traversing a list. Similarly, we can apply while loop also. Let me show you. Like we have already calculated length. So if I'll say while, first of all, I need to write I is equal to 0. And I'll be writing while I is less than len1. Len1 is containing that length of my list, or in place of that, I can directly apply length of L also. In both ways, it will work. Now I'll be printing print L of I. As I told you that if I'll be writing only I, then only the index positions will be printed. But because I want to print the element stored at I location, then I should write L of I. Now, how my for loop is different from while loop, that we all know that for loop always take the increment automatically, but in while loop I need to write it. So my I is my iterative variable, so I'll be incrementing it by 1 and it will be giving me this result. So with the help of while loop also we can traverse. But yes, there is no other way to traverse a list in my while loop. So there is only one method and it is done. So we have learned all the ways of traversing a list. So thanks for listening to me. Keep watching, keep practicing. I will come with more tutorials. Till then, stay safe, stay happy.